right, everybody, here's what we have going on for you today. We are going to start off with an 8-minute AMRAP. Kind of just cruising through for 8 total minutes, starting off with 5 sumo walkouts plus a push-up. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into a sumo stance, feet nice and wide, thanks sumo. From here, guys, we're just going to bring our hands down to the floor, pushing the hips back, walking those hands all the way out into a push-up position. Once we get there, we're going to perform a push-up. Once we're done, we're going to walk our hands all the way back up to those feet, and you're going to repeat that 5 total times. Again, doing the push-up, walking those hands back all the way, and really focusing, guys, on pushing those hips back as you do that. It's going to give you a nice stretch in the hamstring and the groin as well. After we're done with those 5, you're then going to go into 6 scapular push-ups. With our scap push-ups, guys, the idea there is we're getting your scaps engaged. Okay, so with those, I'm going to do these from the side angle, you'll probably see it a little bit better. You guys are going to come down to the ground in a push-up position. Arms are completely locked out. They will always stay that way. Okay, so arms stay nice and straight. All I want you to do is sink your chest forward and then push away. Sink your chest forward, push away. Okay? So again, you're just going to do that for a total of 6 reps. Just nice and slowly, guys. Really feeling some activation as we push and retract, okay? After that, though, we're going to go into 7 dumbbell strict press. If you don't have a dumbbell handy or a kettlebell handy, you guys can use an odd object. If we have a heavier dumbbell, let's only use one dumbbell, grabbing each head of the dumbbell, pressing straight up. But for me, I'm just going to use this odd object here. With that, though, I'm going to perform the press just like I would. I'm just going to be here, pressing up and locking those arms out overhead. Nice and easy, guys, just kind of cruising through, not necessarily focusing on being fast, but just good movement quality. As we always press, we always kind of, think about pushing that head through and being nice and centered with that body, ribs down, nice and tight, okay? So just make sure as we're doing that, we're not getting out of that habit, overextending that low back, or of course, just pressing up and forward here, okay? Let's try to make sure we get full range of motion with that movement, really opening up those shoulders as we do so. After the 7 dumbbell strict press, that will be on each arm, by the way, you're going to then do 1 minute of cardio. Your choice, guys. As always, I like to give you the options because all of you have different equipment as far as cardio is concerned. So if you have a rower, bike, whatever you have at home, completely cool to use that, all right? But that's going to be workout for the day, guys. Again, we're just cruising through that for 8 total minutes. It's a good way to just kind of get that upper body nice and prepped for what we have today. Okay, guys, our workout for today. Our workout today is going to be JAG 28. Like I was saying, we've done this workout before, a few months back. One that we introduced, actually this year is the first time we've ever done it. Now, JAG 28, guys, is a fantastic workout. One of the things that I really like about this workout is the fact that it incorporates strict pull-ups. I think that a lot of times with CrossFit, we want to get into the habit of doing as many reps as we possibly can, even at the expense of that shoulder, right? So with strict pull-ups, it's going to allow us to build some muscle. You're still getting plenty of cardio in with this workout, but again, strict pull-ups are something very easily done at home. If you guys have one of those like little janky pull-up bars that you can put on your wall or on your door hanger, you're more than welcome to use that. It's absolutely something you can do. You can even utilize a band if you have a band handy and make those a little bit easier, so scaling that a little bit. But I'm going to talk about what we can do to kind of make this work for everybody. JAG 28, guys, starts off with an 800-meter run. Once we come in from that 800-meter run, we're then going to go into 28 kettlebell swings. The RX weight on that kettlebell is going to be 70 pounds for men, 53 pounds for ladies. Now, that weight is heavy. It's intended to be that way. We should be able to get that done in about 2 sets, right? So maybe we go like 15, 13, something along those lines. However, if we don't necessarily have something that's that heavy or something that can kind of meet that stimulus, let's add some additional reps in there. So maybe if we only have a 40-pound dumbbell or a 35-pound dumbbell or a 50-pound dumbbell, whatever that is, just add some additional reps to make sure that you can get it done in about 2 sets, right? So if that means we go to 40 swings instead of 28, that's okay, guys. It's not the end of the world. I know we're switching up the reps a little bit, but again, I care more about the stimulus than I do the actual amount of reps that you're doing. So that being said, after the kettlebell swings, we're then going into those strict pull-ups. So we're talking about 28 reps. After the 28 strict pull-ups, we're then going into 28 kettlebell clean and jerks. That will be on each arm. Now, if we don't have that, I'll discuss what we're going to do to modify that as well. After the kettlebell clean and jerks, we're going to go back to 28 strict pull-ups and then back to that 800-meter run. So again, guys, quite a bit of volume on this one, but I really, really like this one for at home. It just allows us to kind of keep moving. It's not necessarily such a, like, your heart rate isn't going to be at 190 on this one. It's just going to be kind of one of those things where you're going to gas out on strength movements, right? So just getting overly fatigued with that muscle. So something to keep in mind there. But our kettlebell swings, like I said, guys, we can reduce the amount of reps, but our kettlebell swings, we're going to have that kettlebell, we're going to lift it up, and as we do so, guys, we're going to think about bending the knee just a little bit, just unlocking those knees, really sending the hips back, so that way as we start that kettlebell swing, you'll notice there, the hamstrings are nice and loaded up, right? I have tension in my hamstrings here, it's a little uncomfortable to sit in. A little bit of knee bend, chest is nice and upright as I do so. From right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze my butt, drive my arms up, bring that kettlebell all the way up and overhead. Here, guys, you want to make sure the butt end of that kettlebell is facing up and arms are extended. And then as we return down, we're just going to think about sending the hips back, ending up in that same position that we started in each and every time. Now, if we struggle with that overhead position, guys, getting the kettlebell up and overhead, we can always resort to a Russian kettlebell swing, just kind of going right to shoulder height. That's going to eliminate any shoulder. If you have any shoulder pain, things like that, you can do so. You can do your kettlebell swings that way. Same thing applies to the dumbbell, guys. We can use the single dumbbell to get here, or if we have two lighter dumbbells, what you can do is you can actually use two dumbbells, put the butt ends of them together, come down, almost like a devil press, and then drive up and overhead, okay? So that's another option for you guys. So again, you have plenty of different things you can do with that. Make do with what we got, but that's gonna be for the kettlebell swing. After that, we have strict pull-ups, guys. Now, if you do not have strict pull-ups, if you guys have a band handy, use that. Give yourself some assistance with the pull-ups. Or what you can do, guys, is I'm gonna give you the option of either a renegade row or a bent over row. So two different options there. The reason I gave you the two options is because some of you guys have kettlebells, some of you guys have dumbbells. So if we have a kettlebell, I'm gonna want you guys to do a bent over row, all right? So we're gonna have a bent over row. We're gonna have probably a single kettlebell. You guys are gonna do this on each side, by the way. And with that, you're gonna grab your kettlebell, bend over, chest nice and tight, abs nice and tight, nice and contracted, everything's nice and just squared up. Bringing that kettlebell up and back. Okay, really thinking about bringing those hands to your pockets and really pulling back using that lat. We're just trying to build some lat strength, guys. That's why I'm having you guys do the bent over row as opposed to the strict pull if we don't have access to that. Now, if we don't have if we have a dumbbell, you guys are gonna perform renegade reps. You're gonna do, again, 28 on each side. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get into a plank position. I want all reps done on your right first and then all reps done on your left second. 28 reps, you guys are coming down into a plank position, widen up those feet a little bit. Same thing, coordinate stays nice and tight, bringing that dumbbell up to that shoulder. Really good movement, guys, for building strength, not only in your core, but in your back. Okay, so again, that's gonna be the renegade row, 28 reps on each side for the pull-up portion of today's workout. Lastly, guys, the last thing I want to talk about is the kettlebell clean and jerk, okay? Bunch of different options here. If we have to modify with a dumbbell, if we don't have access to a dumbbell, you guys are just gonna do hang clean and jerks. That's all you're gonna do. So you're gonna come here, you're gonna drive up. We've done this plenty of times. Dipping down, pressing up. Same way, we're kind of treating that like a kettlebell swing. Driving that dumbbell up to the shoulder, dipping down, using the legs to help us press that dumbbell up and overhead. That's gonna be for the dumbbell. Now, the kettlebell, guys. The one thing I wanna talk to you about with the kettlebell is bringing it onto your forearm. If you guys have done these before, chances are you know the pain of that kettlebell slamming into your forearm. It's bruised, it hurts for the next like 4 days, kind of sucks. So let's try to focus on doing this right so we don't get that pain, okay? Best way to do that is to start with your thumb as we come down, thumb back. So facing that way as you're bringing the kettlebell down, okay? What that's gonna do is it's gonna allow us to spin that kettlebell onto the forearm as opposed to having it loop back and slam on the forearm, okay? So a good way to do this would be to come down, thumb back, twisting, nice and easy, rest on the shoulder, dip down, press up, okay? This is what we're trying to avoid. If you guys wanna laugh at my pain, go for it. Coming here, letting the kettlebell crush the shoulder, or the forearm, and then dipping down from there and driving up. Again though, guys, same concept, 28 reps on your right, 28 reps on your left. Okay, so that's gonna be for the kettlebell clean and jerk. The last thing I wanna talk about that though is just making sure that when you're in this position, try to make sure the butt end of the kettlebell is rested on the bicep. This hand here should be nice and neutral, and that this should be almost near that shoulder as we're driving here. We don't want to rest that kettlebell way back here, and we definitely don't want it here because then we're limiting the range of motion we can do with the movement, okay? So again, that's going to be for the kettlebell clean and jerk. That covers all the movements in the workout, guys. Like I said, just try to make sure we're just cruising through this. The biggest thing that's going to stop you is probably the strict pull-ups or the renegade row or the bent over row, whatever that may be. So let's think quality for this workout, making sure we're getting full reps in on each and every one over the speed of this workout, okay? So that's going to be it for today, guys. Jag 28. We got a finisher coming up next. Okay, guys, so our finisher today. Here's what we're doing. You guys are obviously lacking some pulling strength being at home, so that's why we want to utilize the biceps as much as possible because, believe it or not, you use your biceps when you pull. So that being said, what we're going to do today is just a little complementary movement to what we just did, right? Slowing things down a little bit, doing a little finisher, and honestly just getting a little pump in, okay? But with that said, you guys will have a dumbbell. We're going to start off with a 50-foot gun walk. A gun walk, guys, if we have some light dumbbells, you can use 2, or you guys can use 1, but the idea here is that we're resting the arm at 90 degrees, and we're just walking like so. Okay, this is really, really tough on the bicep, but you're just gonna walk out 50 feet. Once we're done with that 50 feet, you're then going in to 5 curls with your palm facing up. Then you're gonna do 5 curls with your palm facing in, and then 5 curls with your palm facing down, okay? Now, I understand that we're kind of guessing that you have 1 dumbbell, okay? If you have 2, that's cool, but if it's a heavy dumbbell, guys, you're gonna have a rough time with this. Just do 15 curls, okay? Make it easy on yourself. Don't worry about it too much. Don't think too much into it. But if we have the opportunity, we're gonna start off with our 5 curls, palm facing up, right? Driving up. 5 curls facing in, palm facing into the body. So hammer curl. And then 5 curls with palms facing you, driving up to the top, okay? Again, all we're doing there is we're just kind of rotating the arm around, really focusing on utilizing the entire bicep and all of the muscles that complement that muscle, all right? So again, guys, that's gonna be finisher for today. That's gonna be, again, on each side. With the 50-foot gun walk, chances are we're gonna have 1 dumbbell in hand. With the curls, you guys may have the opportunity to have 2. If you do, that's what I want you guys to do right there, all right? That's it for today, guys. Have fun with this one. Sounds like we're getting some pretty good news around the state. I'm getting excited about it. I don't want to release too much because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but things are looking up. All right, so I'm super excited about that. We'll talk soon. Happy Friday.